Good afternoon, Wealth Our Way Nation. What is going on? It is your main man, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform, Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. I want to welcome you all to episode 99. Crypto, crypto, crypto. We're going to get it in over the next 4 days talking about cryptocurrency. But before we get into all that, let me thank each and every one of you who are here with me live as I stream across the Wealth Our Way Facebook and YouTube platforms. I also want to give the Wealth Our Way Nation salute to all of the Wild Nation members who watch this program pre-recorded overnight, over the weekend, wherever you can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in, and then a heartfelt how are you to the good folks on the Life 101 platform who listen to the audio recording of this very here program. So we're going to get it in. We're going to talk cryptocurrency. I have been doing all of my homework to make sure I'm giving you guys great content on cryptocurrency. The questions are rolling in. My clients are clamoring for the inclusion of cryptocurrency into their portfolios. We need to talk about cryptocurrency. So with that being said, I'm gearing up for a webinar, if not at the end of this year, at the top of next year. Can you believe it? We are talking about next year already. We are less than 2 months away from next year. It's crazy how time is flying. So let's get into it. I'm going to do my best. I get a lot of credit from people, and I love you guys. Love you guys for what you say kind about me. Sometimes y'all don't say some kind things. But when you say kind things, normally it starts with, hey, Tank, you take complex issues and you make it plain. You break it down so anybody can understand it. So I get people who, when I'm talking to them about cryptocurrency, the conversation just keeps coming back to the same starting point, which is, what the hell is cryptocurrency? Now, I told you guys, I tell you all the time, we are in the information age. You can Google anything. You can get definitions from Investopedia, Wikipedia, Google search engines galore as to what it is. And when you read it, it's going to read something like this. That's what it's going to sound like in your brain when you read what cryptocurrency is. Because for a great many of us, we did not go to school for computer programming. We don't understand the different lexicons of levels of data encryption and just the overall workings of computer cryptography. But here's the thing, you don't need to. So here's where I'm going to unwind it and break it down and make it as simple as I can try to make it. And if I can't get you there, then we'll keep figuring it out. So I'm going to grab something that's within my reach. This is a flash drive. This is a thumbnail drive for my computer. I don't know what I paid for this. I may have paid $2 for this. I don't recall. But this is a thing, and this thing has a value. Guess what? For me, this is pretty valuable because I have a lot of data on this. For someone who doesn't have a computer, this isn't worth anything to them. They can't plug it into anything. They can't get anything for it. I bring that onto the screen to say this. Beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. Value is in the eye of the beholder. Why is a diamond worth something to somebody? Why is a bar of gold worth more than a block of wood in its same exact weight and dimension? Because we say it is. Why do you go to work all week or work for yourself and your business all week and accept green money? And sometimes we don't even get the money. It gets electronically deposited into an account. Why do we accept this money and say, this is a fair exchange for the time and the effort that I put in? We do it because we as a breed of people have determined to place a value on certain things. Now, if you go back through the history of how this global planet that we live on has built an economy. People had tools and trades that they were able to do that other people couldn't do. I've used this example before. Maybe I'm good at building houses, somebody else is good at cultivating farmland. And we collaborated, we traded. We were in a barter society. There used to be wampum beads and seashells and all different types of things that we would exchange with each other. And what ended up happening was we realized that to do business with one another, to have a formal economy and society, we needed to have something that we could exchange with each other that we agreed upon the value for. And that is where money comes from, all types of money. There is a term you need to get used to. It's called fiat currency. Fiat currency basically means a currency that is not backed by anything. It's the government issues it. It's not tied exactly to the value of something. We used to, in America, have a gold standard. For X amount of gold by weight, it was worth X number of dollars. We broke the tether for that. And now our dollar is not tied to gold. It is our United States fiat currency. It has a value that we say it has. Cryptocurrency is no different. I want you to divorce yourself of this concept of cryptocurrency being so complicated because you can't touch it. You can't feel it. Somebody somewhere believes cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, for instance, is worth X number of American US dollars. As long as they believe that, then you can go and buy cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, which is a form of cryptocurrency, and sell it for that many dollars. To complicate it any more than that would make your brain explode. You do not have to understand what a blockchain is. You do not have to understand what proof of work is. You do not have to understand what a Satoshi is. All you have to know is that somebody is saying that this thing is worth a value. Just like they say a pork belly is, just like they say a block of gold is, an ounce of oil, whatever these commodities are or cash items are, somebody is giving it a value. So if you look at commodities like gold, like pork bellies, like oil, you can see that it has some functional use. So you may say to me, Tank, that's a little different because I can heat my house with oil. I can eat pork bellies. You can't heat your house or eat a nickel. You know, you could maybe heat your house with dollar bills if you were so inclined to burn a bunch of them. But we give a dollar bill a perceived value because the United States government says it has that value. And that is a centralized state of value. The United States is the centralized entity that gives it its value. Cryptocurrency has the benefit of being decentralized. No one person makes the rules. What gives this its unique value is that there are computer programmers. This data is stored on a binary ledger, binary code, zeros and ones, stuff that we don't have to know how to do, where everybody can see the previous transaction and prove its validity. So we know that it has proof. We know that it is consistent. We to this date, it's been unhackable. So with that being the case, that is how we assign it its value. That is what makes cryptocurrency a valuable entity for trading purposes. Now, let's talk about the particular cryptocurrencies. The number one lead cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the hierarchy of all cryptocurrencies. It's the one that's most well known. It's the one that has the greatest, what we call market value when you add them all up. And it has the best indicator of future value because it has a set scarcity to it. There is only going to be produced a set number of Bitcoin. In fact, and I was talking to someone earlier, that number may actually never reach. It's supposed to be 21 million. But because as we produce Bitcoin, we keep cutting in half the value that gets produced when the work is confirmed, you can't actually get to a destination by keep cutting something in half. If you think about it in football, and you're on the 1 yard line going out the end zone, and you get called for a penalty and they move you half the distance to the goal, you go to the half-yard line. If you get called for a penalty again and they move you half the distance, you go to the quarter-yard line. They can keep calling you for penalties, taking you back half the distance to the goal, and you'll never actually reach the goal line because you'll keep getting halved and halved and halved. That's what's going to happen with the production of Bitcoin. We have some great minds coming on the program this week to talk to you in detail about cryptocurrency. I'm going to talk to you about how you invest in cryptocurrency and keep your mind about you. Cryptocurrency is an asset class. Like every other asset class, there are intelligent ways to own it. The first thing you need to do is know thyself. You need to know what you have in your coffers that you are willing to risk. Yes, risk. Any investment comes with risk. The longer track record something has, the more predictable it is. The more predictable it is, the less risk it has. Well, guess what? Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has a short track record, which means it's not as predictable. It means there is a lot of risk involved. When you have a lot of risk, you've learned on this program that you should expect a lot of reward. So there is a portion of our portfolio that we should earmark that we are comfortable taking a certain amount of risk and expect a higher reward for it. For my clients, when I do their asset allocation, I am allocating on the low end 1% to cryptocurrency and on the highest end 10% to cryptocurrency. That's it, 10%. Out of all of their money they have, they can put 10% of it in cryptocurrency. That's their overall asset allocation. Now, once they get into their cryptocurrency account, they have to asset allocate amongst the different coins. My number one coin is Bitcoin. Number two is Ethereum. These are the most popular, well-capitalized, and best proven coins in the crypto universe. So when I am making somebody a portfolio inside of Coinbase Pro or wherever we're trading at or accumulating our assets, we start with Bitcoin. We follow up with Ethereum. And then we have other coins that I personally, from research that I've done, will tell them the level of risk and functionality of these coins. If the person is a more risky person, they may own some of the more Johnny-come-lately alternative coins. If they are more conservative, they would own more of the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. Under either instance, we are implementing a program where they dollar cost average into these holdings. What does that mean again? It means taking a set amount and buying on the same time interval over and over and over again. For me, it means taking $1,000 every Friday and buying my cryptocurrencies in the percents that I have them in. Two resources, because here's some of the things I wanted to talk about today. What is cryptocurrency? Covered that. What is Bitcoin? Covered that. All these are high level. These are not deep dives. Where can I learn more? I want you guys to go to a podcast called What Bitcoin Did. What Bitcoin Did. The guy who runs the podcast, his name is Peter McCormack, McCormack. He has a long list of podcasts, but one of the best ones he has is Bitcoin 101. You listen to that, you'll be very well versed in what Bitcoin is and what Bitcoin does. There's a book called Layered Money by a guy named Nick Batia. He worked for the Treasury, Federal Reserve in America. Very good book on what the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency looks like. Now, the last thing I'll close out with is, where can I buy Bitcoin? Where can I buy cryptocurrency? There are a lot of different platforms that you can buy on. I personally like Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. The difference between the two are how well versed you are in trading and how many tools you need, how much help you need. Coinbase Pro is for if you have a little more experience, and it's cheaper than Coinbase. Lastly, how much should I invest? It goes right back to the beginning of what I said. You should invest what's most comfortable for you. When you come on this program, this is for information and educational purposes. You're not my client. I'm not going to tell you what to do. What I will tell you is to research anything that you want to buy and bring any questions that you have here. And we can have an open discussion and forum on it. And I can help you more intelligently choose. So I want you guys to get ready for an amazing week. I got my man Devlin coming on, my guy Chad Copeland coming on. We're going to talk about so much about cryptocurrency. I promise you, you are going to be blessed when you take away from these conversations and learn. Don't miss out on this money. Don't have a fear that there's a thing called FOMO, the fear of missing out and people just jumping in without any knowledge. You don't have to be. Cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. And yeah, you didn't buy Bitcoin when it was $1 and now it's 60 some thousand bucks. But people think that Bitcoin will eventually be worth like $1 million a coin, $2.5 million a coin, especially when it stops getting produced. That's not a crazy thought. If you think about the stock by Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, he wouldn't let his stock split and adjust. So whereas most companies' stock was trading at $90 a share or $80 a share or $30 a share, one share of Berkshire Hathaway was like $63,400 this was back when I first got into the financial services business. So it's not uncommon for things to have a high dollar amount. The great thing about digital currency, not digital currency, cryptocurrency, there is a difference. The great thing about cryptocurrency is that you can buy fractional just the same way you can with stocks. So they break a Bitcoin down into its smallest, like a dollar gets broken down to a penny, a Bitcoin gets broken down to a Satoshi. And you can buy Satoshis. You can buy, I owned 0.00127 Bitcoin when I first got started, building up to my one coin. So by all means, come back this week, listen to the podcast, What Bitcoin Did. It's free. And read or listen to the book, Layered Money by Renee put it in the comments. And start building wealth for your family. Because as I always tell you here, wealth is not only for the wealthy. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great day.